English Fairy Tale, The Night of the Silent Vow. Part 1, A Kingdom of Echoes. Long ago, in the land of Veravane, a kingdom surrounded by whispering mountains and glass-clear lakes, there was a noble knight named Sir Calin. He was the youngest knight of the Round Circle of Valor, a group sworn to protect truth and justice. But unlike others, Sir Calin never spoke a word, not because he could not, but because he had taken a silent vow as a child. When he was 10, his village was burned by a rogue warlord. As Calin hid beneath the floorboards of his home, he heard his sister's final words, "Promise me, speak only when it saves a life." From that day forward, he spoke only once, and only to save someone. Part 2, The Test of Honor. One day, the king of Veravane summoned his knights. A darkness rises in the east. The cursed mirror of Nareth has awakened. Whoever gazes into it loses all sense of truth and becomes twisted. Sir Calin was chosen to retrieve it, not with force, but with virtue. He was given a shield made of moonstone to reflect lies, a satchel of golden seeds to grow truth, a hound named Vel who could sense betrayal. As he left the castle gates, the people whispered, "He is brave, but how will a voiceless knight battle illusions?" Part 3, The Forest of False Kings. His first trial lay in the Forest of False Kings, where trees whispered flattery and roads changed shape. He met a stranger wearing a golden crown who said, "Kneel, and I shall make you ruler of this forest." But Calin simply raised his shield. The figure shrieked and vanished, for the shield revealed the truth. A lost spirit, once a liar in life, now cursed. The trees parted. Part 4, The City That Lies to Itself. Next, he entered the city of hollow masks, where no one wore their true face. The mayor offered him a grand feast, praising him loudly. But Vel growled. Calin took one of the golden seeds and planted it in the center of the square. A vine burst forth and twisted into a mirror. People screamed. The mayor's mask cracked. He was no man at all, but a shadow thing feeding off compliments. The townspeople wept, freed from delusion. Calin nodded once and left. Part 5, The Girl with No Shadow. Near the border of Nareth, he found a weeping girl whose shadow was missing. "Please," she said, "I cannot remember who I am." Calin offered her a sip of spring water and touched her hand to his moonstone shield. Her eyes lit up. Her name returned, Elira, a spirit trapped between truth and fiction. She followed him, her memory growing stronger with each step. Part 6, The Mirror of Nareth. At last, they reached the cursed mirror, floating above a lake of silver. Its whispers tried to trick him. "Your vow makes you weak. Speak now and command me." But Calin closed his eyes, unsheathed his sword, and reflected the mirror in his shield. The mirror cracked, but not fully. Suddenly, Elira began to fade. "I was created by the mirror," she said, eyes wide. "If you destroy it, I disappear." The knight lowered his sword. Then he gently placed his only golden seed at the base of the mirror. "There is another way," he thought. The seed grew. A tree of truth wrapped the mirror in roots, silencing it without breaking Elira. Balance was restored. Part 7, The King's Trial. Calin returned, but the king of Veravane had been deceived by a court mage who had already looked into the mirror and fallen into madness. He demanded Calin speak. "Prove you are loyal. Swear your allegiance with words." The knight kneeled, placed his sword on the floor, and said only, I speak now to save a kingdom." His voice echoed like thunder. The people knew he was true. The court mage screamed and vanished in a blaze of lies. Part 8. The Voice of Virtue. Sir Calin never spoke again. He returned to the forests and cities he had saved, helping others see truth without needing a voice. Illyra became guardian of the new Tree of Truth. Together, they kept the balance between silence and justice. And every child in Veravane grew up knowing, a true knight does not need to shout. The bravest voices are often the quietest. The end.